you said, like at this moment, we're seeing so many things happen that community is essential to be able to connect with other people who are experiencing what you're experiencing, so that you can eliminate those feelings of self gaslighting, right? That, oh, it isn't this bad. Or when you're able to connect, especially with other communities of Black women, sharing, like, oh, I'm scared too. I have different like things that I'm dealing with mental health wise. It does something like really magical in that it connects you with each other and lets you know that you're not alone and you're not isolated, even though it feels like that sometimes. So yeah, that's kind of been my journey over time. Having a master's degree in social work, right? Having the basis in formal education, but then my lived experience really being like the catalyst to healing collectively. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And there's something about what you said about bringing visibility to what you're experiencing and sharing publicly, whether like YouTube, isn't always a place that people think about where you can build community, but you have done that and you were, it seemed like, ushered into talking publicly about your experiences by another Black woman, who created a space, which is amazing, right? And so it really talks about the how us being public and sharing and literally creating spaces, whether they're online or in person, gives empowerment to others to do the same, which is amazing, which is really, really
Yes.
amazing. And also just like what you said around community is essential. And one of the things that I have really been thinking about is how, for African Americans, we have always had a collectivist culture. We know that we are all
Hmm.
that. But
Hmm.
in this period of time where things that we may have been comfortable with are falling. And we
Yeah.
have to move out of individualism into collectivism, again, embracing that value because
Yes.
we will not be able to survive. And so, like, I'm hoping that this sticks, right? And that all of us talking about community, that we just keep it going, not just when things are hard, right?
Hmm.
Um, it is kind of like one thing that I have just been noticing. But why do you think, we talked about the moment that we're in right now, but we also have this history of Black women healing in community. But why do you think it's so imperative right now for Black women to heal together?
Hmm. I think we have a lot of different forces that are now out in the open against us, right? We have experienced this, for as long as I can remember, and a lot of it has been undercover. I know, especially for our generation, right? A lot of the things that we were taught were in the past, we experienced, and so it was kind of disorienting, right? To hear the messages that this was in the past, but we're still experiencing it in the present because it was undercover. But now it's out in the open once again. And so it's really important to be able to have safe spaces where you're able to share, this is what's happening, right? I'm not gaslighting myself, because that can be a thought pattern that you may fall into when you don't have that community space.